Hello, 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 everyone. Let's begin because I do not like long intros. Let's just get into it, shall we? Yesterday was quite the day. The reason why I couldn't join you all yesterday was because we are in the middle of a storm over here, and the storm is still going on, so the lights may be a flickering even while we are talking today. And no, it's not because I did not pay my light bill. It's not because I don't have money. It's not because I didn't pay the electricity people. There's a storm going on. Okay. So for anyone who out there who going to make a reaction video saying, oh, guess what? Amira doesn't pay her light bill. The lights went off while she was midstream. It's not because I don't pay my bills. Okay. Stop it. All right, let's begin. Hello, Erin. She says you look beautiful. Stop it. You know that goes straight to my head. Don't ever call me beautiful because like my head will be so big I won't be able to get out of this room. I won't. Don't do it. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Nice to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Fionn. What's up, Suka Manuka? What's up, the Suka Belad Manuka? Okay, sorry. Hello, Neil. Hello, Yaku. Assalamualaikum, ya Awad. Celine, hey, girlie. What's up? Yeah, Celine gets her own dance. I know. Sorry, guys. I just haven't seen her in a while. That's why. Zilij Biled. Samael. Hi. Hi, American Patriot. What's up, Mr. Renegade? What's up, homie? Everybody gets their own reaction. Look, the reaction that I'm giving each of you is how I feel about you, okay? So whatever you guys get is what you get. I'm sorry, okay? It is what it is. Hi, Ryan. Hello, Aunt. All right, guys, let's begin because I'm tired of the intro. I this is not my style. Okay, are you guys ready? Let me tell you guys something. People hate America right now, and that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about that, but I'm just saying that people hate America right now. And when I say people, I don't mean outsiders, I mean Americans hate America. There's so many. Hey, Larry. Hi, Larry. Go to the naughty corner. But there's so many Americans that hate this nation. And if you guys aren't feeling it, you guys are going to be feeling it come really close soon here. Want to know why? The reason I say that is because remember I told you guys that a couple of weeks ago at our office, at one of our offices, we have American flags flying outside of each of our offices, right? Somebody came on our property, our office property, took down one of our American flags, the one that's flying in the front, took it down and hung it upside down. When I came back to the office in the morning, our American flag that we fly proudly every day was hung upside down. Do you guys remember I told you guys? Or did I not tell you? That happened. And luckily, for some reason, the security camera was not working. Why is it that every time something happens, the security cameras don't work or something like that happens? Why? But anyway, they flew my flag upside down. Now, I didn't know what, for me, in the Middle East, when people fly the American flag upside down, it's because death to America. Okay, that's what that means. Death to America. We hate America. When I spoke to another patriot here in this country and I told them what happened, they told me it may not be that the person hates America, the person who hung your flag upside down, it may not be because they hate America, but it could also be because some people fly their flag upside down to make a statement that America is under false leadership or something like that, or like um, leadership that doesn't deserve the job, leadership that is taking us down the wrong path, or what have you. That's what someone said. Someone said it doesn't mean that they hate America, but that it's under false leadership or something like that. I don't care what it is. You touch my freaking property when it's not your property. It wasn't your flag to touch in the first place. I don't care how you feel about my American flag. You don't touch my property. So, to be honest, I don't care what reason they took my flag and hung it upside down. I don't care if they hung it upside down because they thought that that was the right way it should be. Don't touch my property. It's not yours. If you want to fly a flag upside down, buy your own flag. Oh, but only from Made in America. Don't buy the flag from Made in China. Buy your own flag that was made in America and hang it upside down yourself. These people, no, it's not America in distress, is it? Does that, no. I thought that America in distress is when you fly the flag half staff. Am I wrong? Because upside down does not, when you fly the flag upside down, that doesn't mean distress, does it? Either way, don't touch my stuff.
Upside down does in fact mean distress. It's a call for help. Canada did the same thing last year when they were, running into all that stuff with the trucker rally and whatnot. But when it's at half staff, usually it's in remembrance of something, like an event, a tragic event, or a specific death of somebody who was in public service, that kind of thing.
You still shouldn't be touching my property. It's not your property to touch. And to be honest, I don't believe that person, thank you, Samael, for the explanation, but I don't believe that person did that to my property out of patriotism or distress or what have you. I think that person did it because they know that I'm a proud American. They know I'm a proud American. In our business, at our office and everything, we have Trump flag, the American flag. We have other signage, signs that most people know, that people who love America have those signages. We have those things at our offices. So they know that we love America. So anybody who did that is because they know we love America, we're down for America, and they didn't like it. You guys are being way too forgiving and way too compromising. I'm telling you, this was not done. This was done maliciously. This is malicious. So anyway, so I wanted to tell you, a lot of people hate America, and it is getting worse and worse, and it's getting more and more evident, you could say. It's getting more and more tense. The tension is growing. The tension is starting to heat up. You guys know. The leftists, if you guys don't know, I've been watching many leftist videos. The ones that still believe in the Democrat Party, the ones who still believe in it, they have some really sick ideas about the right. Let me tell you, I've had my own eyes opened to what they think about this country's patriots. Let's say that. I've had my own eyes opened of what they believe about us. You guys, it's worse than I thought it was. They are under the impression that MAGA, the right wing, that we're not just a cult, but we are a cult of personality that for some reason is blindly following a dictator. Hear me out. We're blindly following a dictator that is mentally ill, that is power hungry, and that is doing whatever he can to punish poor people or the have-nots of America. That this dictator, that all of the maggots, that's us, we're the maggots, that all the maggots are following this dictator that is out to kill all the have-nots of America. And the way that this orange man, this orange dictator is doing it, hear me out. Here, I'm giving it to you the way that they gave it to me. Just hold on. The way that this orange dictator is getting his following to follow him is through the promise that he will get rid of all the blacks and the brownies. Because the maggots, that's us, the MAGA maggots, want nothing more than to see a fully pure white America that blindly follows the orange man that is mentally ill. And poor people are the problem. Poor people are the ones that we want to get rid of because they are. When I listen, these people hold on. I believe because, in court, we have things called offer of proof. When a person makes a claim, right? Somebody makes a claim, the judge will ask that person to be stepped aside and to give the judge an offer of proof, because that offer of proof is the reason that the judge will let you continue to make your claim. If you can't prove your claim, then there's no reason to make it. Now, I have an offer of proof. I have many offers of proof. In fact, I want to share with you one in particular, if I can find it, which I should be able to. Hold on. Here we go. Here we are. The Republicans, the maggots, that's us. The Republicans, all these years later, and we are still waiting on a Republican health care plan. Will it be just 2 more weeks or 2 more years? Says the person. This was in the comment section. Now, I want to be fair. I want to be fair. You want to know why I want to be fair? Because I'm not blindly following effing nobody, and neither should you. None of us should do so. But let's be fair. When it comes to health plan proposals, I wouldn't say that the right wing is the best at offering health care plans. We are fighting a bigger fight than healthcare at this point. We see something going on with the culture, with the defense, with our borders. We see things that are a little bit more important right now. So I understand the right wing doesn't really have that many offers or proposals for healthcare. That this person is semi right on one comment. If we as right wingers can be fair and honest, let's be honest. What the left is looking for is universal health care, which means our taxes go up by another 20% for us to cover universal health care. And that is basically covering the health care for people who, never mind, I'll keep that to myself. The other person, there's another comment here from a woman, says, half of my family has fallen for the right wing propaganda. My stepfather found his biological mom, and she told him that she's rich and she's going to spoil him now. Now he believes that Republicans are all rich and that poor people are the ones to suffer. Republicans only care about the rich, and they only offer resources and benefits and tax cuts for the rich. That's another thing that they think about us. They believe that about us. So you guys hear it, and now think about what we always talk about. What we always talk about every week, every month, whenever we get together, we talk. We don't talk like this. We don't sit here and think about like, oh, we're gonna give these tax cuts to the rich and blah blah blah. We see things a lot differently, right? When Trump offers these things to these big corporations, the people that are actually providing money and work and opportunities for the poor people, this is our thinking, right? Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong. Here we go. Hear me out. Hi, Lee. Lee says, did you hear Harris wants to make the food industry like a communist run? Hold your horses, Lee. Hold your horsey, your donkey, and your camel. Hold on. I'm telling you about something right now. Tell me if you guys see it the same way I see it. Here we go. When we think about tax cuts, the Trump tax cuts to the big corporations, how do we think about it? Now, I'll give you guys my view, and you guys tell me if you agree with me. The way that I see it is that there are big corporations that offer opportunities, resources, and jobs to millions of people out there. Amazon being one of them. All the big companies, Apple, all the big tech companies, Facebook, Think about all the big ones. And then you have corporations like Walmart, other corporations, just think of any big corporation that you can. These people offer jobs, opportunities, careers, resources, many things, to the people. These people have made themselves billion-dollar companies not because it just happened out of nowhere. This only happened because they offered things to the American people that the American people felt was needed. It's a void that was filled. And when a company fills the void in a society, they are profited. They get profit because of that. This is something that America needed. America did need something like an Amazon. We kind of did, because people don't really want to go shopping and blah, blah, blah. And it was a way for the open market to be, you understand. When Trump offers tax cuts to those big corporations, I see it as Trump is offering tax cuts to the people that are providing opportunities, resources, and jobs to the 50%. You know what I mean? To the rest of the 50%. Do you guys see it that way? I believe that we should help certain companies succeed. I don't know. But then again, I also don't want a monopoly. That's another thing. We don't want a monopoly, of course. And that's the other side, where the left is like, oh, it's a monopoly. The rich have taken over. It's only going to be one company after that. Now, that's the thing that I'm worried about. That's another thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about things becoming a monopoly, because if we help too much of one thing or two things, then it could turn into a situation where we end up with that being the only option. Now, I'll tell you where it becomes bad, because there's a balance, right? Walmart, for example. Walmart, a great store that I haven't gone to in forever, but Walmart has taken over every other type of shop that was before. Radio Shack, you guys remember all of those stores? Big K, was it? Kmart. I don't know all the other ones, but all those stores that used to be are gone, and now it has all been replaced with Walmart or Amazon, the monopoly. So there is a balance that we do need to maintain. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Zealage. Toys R Us. What? Those are things that the kids of today will never know about. I knew about Toys R Us because, Toys R Us was my time. Oh, you're bringing back nostalgia. Guys, Sears, all these stores, and they're no longer. Everything has gone into Walmart. Now Walmart is everything. Walmart, you get your oil change at Walmart, you get your groceries at Walmart, you get your clothing, you get all the things that you need, all the supplies that you need for your mechanical things. Everything is at Walmart now. It's crazy. Medicine, your pharmacy, everything is at Walmart. It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. Now, you guys talk about Blockbuster. I don't really know much about Blockbuster. I remember going there to get a DVD maybe twice in my entire life. It was a little bit before my time, but I did go there at least once or twice before they closed down. And I just remember the smell of it. Blockbuster had a smell, and I don't know what the smell was, but it was a unique smell. It didn't smell bad. It didn't smell bad at all. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one who smelled that smell there? Please tell me you guys smelled it. Yeah, okay. So, Blockbuster. Oh my gosh, you guys are Radio Shack. Radio Shack. Now, Radio Shack, I remember Radio Shack, but now Radio Shack, all I remember about Radio Shack is that everything, all the electronics were black. That's all I remember. Everything was black, and everything had hecka cords, hecka cables, and hecka cords. Do you guys remember that? So that's my memory of Radio Shack. every appliance was black and everything had so many cords. Yeah, you do? Oh my God. So you guys know the smell that I'm talking about. Yes. What is the smell? What is it? Nuka says it's plastic. No, that can't be. Because if that were the case, Toys R Us would have smelled like that. But Toys R Us didn't smell that way. And Toys R Us is all plastic. So it can't be that. It's the smell of awesome. I love it. Marijuana. Sears, J.C. Penney. J.C. Penney is still out there. It's still out and running, up and running. But Sears, sadly, let's have a moment of silence for Sears. Very sad. Very sad. Oh, did they? Al says they had fresh popcorn at Blockbuster. Oh, well, maybe that was the smell. I don't know. I never smelled popcorn. It smelled like something else. There was something. It was some kind of a smell in the Blockbusters, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It smelled like VHS. What is VHS? Not vehicles. Circuit City. Oh my God, the nostalgia. I remember Circuit City. They had Circuit City outside of this country too, in case you guys don't know. Circuit City actually made it outside of America. There were circuit cities in, I believe, Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God. It made it outside of America. It says, "Oh, how I miss these stores. They bring back memories." Let me ask you guys something else. When you guys think about this. I wanna see if you guys can share a memory with me, okay? Go in the early 2000s, you go inside of a mall, right? You walk inside of the mall and they have those tile floors that are slippery. They kind of slippery, they're so smooth, yeah? You walk inside and you hear a bunch of water, you hear water and there's a lot of echoing, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of conversation, children playing and screaming. And then when you keep walking inside of this mall, the smell of chlorine comes to your nose. Now, do you guys know where I'm going with this? You're walking inside this mall. The echo, the sounds of a mall are going on. There's a lot of noise and a lot of smells, but the smell of chlorine and the sound of water is overpowering everything. You keep going straight, and then you see in the middle of this like foyer. No, it's not even a foyer. It's like a intersection of alleys in the mall. There's a fountain. There's this fountain, and there's this water coming out of it, and there's pennies and coins and just lucky things that people have thrown into the water, and it's all sitting at the bottom of this water. There's quarters, there's dimes, and and then you keep going and you turn to your right, and then there's a pretzel smell. There's like a smell of pretzels, and on your left there's like a smell of cinnamon buns. And then out of nowhere somebody comes to you with a piece of meat on a stick and offers it to you as a taster. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those Asian grills that they had inside the mall, where they always have somebody with food on a pasta. It's like a pasta noodle, and they give it to you. You eating that, and you're still walking, right? And children bumping into you because they're running, because they're going to the kids section of the mall, and they're and here's another part. You guys are still with me, right? Stay with me. As we keep walking, the children are pushing past you, but you look to your right, and there's this really dark
Okay, guys. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna jump up here and kind of hold the fort down until she gets back. Oh, never mind. That was quick.
No,
Hopefully
this is
it'll work out.
this is just in case.
Okay,
It's only just in case. Stay with me for a little bit because I want you to tell
we'll
me
do.
if it's out, okay? Now, this is just in case the electricity goes out because did you guys see it blink?
It just froze on our end.
Oh, it just froze?
Yeah,
Oh, well, the electricity went out for a second and then it came back like,
like that. Okay. Unfortunately, storms do have a habit of wreaking havoc on the internet and electrical systems, which is, I'm sure, most of you know. So sometimes this can't be helped. But we will, like she asked me to. I'll stay up here until we get this figured out. So, uh, I'm with her though on the nostalgia thing, except that I'm a little older than she is. So, like I know what VHS is, for example, and Betamax. Who here is with me on that? Who remembers Betamax? So, laser disc,
I was trying to
8 track.
explain.
Yes.
I was trying to explain to you that's not what happened. Somebody was trying to call me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how it is. Like,
We couldn't hear anything. So,
go ahead.
we couldn't hear anything. So I will drop into the back if you think you're all right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That wasn't anything wreaking havoc on the phone or the internet. It was just, you know how it is. Like, soon as electricity goes out, then people want to call you. They're like, hey,
Hmm.
check. So no, I just turn off my phone calls. Hopefully, so um, yeah. Hold
All
on.
right.
I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So let me know if the internet still works when I put it on Do Not Disturb. Does it still work?
Seems to be. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right then. Awesome. So then, yeah, we can keep going. Okay. So I was telling you guys something, and I was telling you guys a core memory, but you guys understand where I was, though, right? Wait, what is that? Last Earth disc. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is
It's
Rachel
it's another older video format before DVD.
Last Earth disc?
Laserdisc.
Laser disc. So how did you play it?
It was a metal disc about the size of a record, like LP for a record player, and you just inserted it into this giant machine that looked like a CD player before CD players really took off. Thing weighed about 10 pounds. The disc itself.
Whoa. No, I've never even heard of that. I mean, I guess my age is showing, I guess. But I've never heard of it. Never even heard of it. Oh, Nuka says it was like a big record. Oh, no, never seen it. Sam Goody. Oh my God. You guys, you said just as you said really dark, you froze in the dark. I noticed that. I realized that. It actually scared me. It actually freaked me out because, we're super superstitious. Like Arabs were super superstitious. And when I said, "Oh, it was so dark and nice," and then it went dark, I was like, "Oh man." Oh, it looks like my computer is back too. Should we try again? Let's try again and see. And then hopefully we can be okay. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this nonsense. I mean, it gets annoying. I'm sorry. Here, let's see if we can. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to come back on the other one, okay? Mm. Okay, I removed myself. Apparently, I don't know why. One sec. Okay, are we good? Are we good now? All right, I hope we're good. All right. So So let me see. I don't hear any echo anymore, so I think we're good. All right. Is it gone? Is the echo gone, Zelich? Guys? Somebody said it feels a bit like one of my streams. Listen, I'm not that bad. Listen, this is not my fault. This it might look, Samael, I'm not like you. See, yours is because you don't got it together. Me, this is because the world is messing up, okay? The storm, there's a storm going on. So stop it. Echo is gone. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, then cool. All right, back to what we were doing. I already forgot my memory now because whatever just happened took away my core memory that I was sharing with you guys, but nonetheless, we'll move on to something else. I want to share with you guys some news. So hold on, let me pull it up. I'm going to pull it up right now and okay. All right, there it is. And I'm going to pull up this list because Larry graciously made us a list for this week. So I'm going to open that list up and I will share it with you now. Hold on. Okay, are you guys ready? Let me know if we have any issues, all right? You guys better let me know. Samael, if there's any issues, please pop up and say something because when I have my other screen on, I cannot see this screen and I can't see the chat on this side. So if something happens, I need you to pop up and say something. In the news, okay. Larry, this is too much. Oh my god. Here we go. This is too much. Okay, before we get into the news, I want to share with you guys something. Joe Biden and Harris, Heels Up Harris, have recently come out on their campaign trail talking about all the good things that they have been doing. They have recently claimed that inflation has gone down by, I forget how much percent, I think like 5% or 8% or something like that, maybe more. But they have recently come out with the claims that inflation is now decreasing. And that's all because of what they're doing in the White House, because they are working so hard in the White House. Now, my question is, are Democrats really this effing stupid? Are they really this effing stupid? And the reason I say that is because we have 3 full years of them creating inflation, making inflation a thing, because inflation is directly caused by them. It's not something that it just randomly happens. They directly cause it. We have 3 years of them directly causing inflation and increasing it, not gradually, but in a very hurried manner. It has been increasing. Now tell me why, right as the campaign trail is on its way, right as election season is here, right as it's time for them to be voted out, now all of a sudden they have been working hard and decreasing inflation. Democrats are very, very slow. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm so sorry to say that. But if you're a Democrat in today's America, I have to wonder if you are mentally slow, mentally ill, confused, or just a race baiting hypocrite. Because that's all it is on that side. I'm sorry to say. If you as a Democrat are that stupid that you are like, oh, look, guys, now that it's time for election season, they have been bringing down inflation. When they could have been doing that this whole time, but they didn't because they don't give a darn about you. So I'm just like, why are you guys going out on the campaign trail talking about all the things that you're doing now when you've been in office for 3 whole years? Biden has been in politics for longer than I've been alive, and he has done nothing. Name me one of your guys' favorite Joe Biden bills that he's passed, that he directly has created, drafted, anything. Name me one. I'll wait. Over 30 years in the office, not in the office, but in politics. Over 30 years he has in politics. And he has not one thing other than the 94 crime bill that we can claim that he has done. But when it comes to Trump, I can name 10 things that Trump has done off the top of my head. That's because Trump was very active. Trump is not a politician. You guys know what that means. Because when you are a politician, you are trained on how to speak to society, how to speak to the people in a way that they will no longer keep questioning you about the stuff that you're not doing. Because you know you're not doing anything. Lifelong politicians, they are trained with answers on how to answer the press, how to answer the people in ways that makes it seem like they're actually doing something when they're not. This is why I don't trust lifelong politicians. They're trained to do this thing. But anyway, name me one Joe Biden bill that he has directly edited, signed, or been involved in his over 30 years in Washington that you are proud of, something that he has done that you are proud of. And then on the opposite end, name me one thing that Trump has done in his 4 years in office, 4 years in DC rather, that he has done that you can be proud of, that you can attach this thing to his name. And I'll give you 3 right now. Trump, the border security, and the wall. That's the number 1 for me. Number 2, the Middle Eastern peace deals. That these things are historic. I speak to you guys about it all the time because these are things that never happened. Never ever happened until you saw Trump. We've never seen peace the way we did with in the Middle East, besides when Trump was president, and we haven't seen it since. Number 3, him stepping foot into North Korea. Him stepping foot into North Korea and being the first American president to step foot into North Korea. Like I said, if it were Obama, it would be statues. There would be a North Korea Day in America, but because it's him, of course, nothing. Now, I want us to go to the news. 1 second. Now, pull it up. Donald Trump is suing the Biden-Harris administration. He is suing the Biden-Harris administration for $100 million in response to the 2022 FBI raid on his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. Trump's attorneys contend that the raid was an act of political persecution and nothing more. The lawsuit asserts that the raid was an invasion of Trump's privacy, an abuse of process, and malicious persecution. Trump's attorney also stated that special counsel Jack Smith was, quote, not lawfully appointed to investigate Trump. But it is the Trump hate, the Trump, what is it called? The TDS. It's a real syndrome. These people, there is something wrong with people. They have an obsession with Trump, but nonetheless, the special counsel, Jack Smith, was not lawfully appointed to investigate Trump. And his raid that was pulled on his home in Mar-a-Lago, well, that was just political persecution, and we know it. So Trump is suing the Biden-Harris administration for it, and I think it will get nowhere. The reason I say that is because the judges are all bought and paid for. Most of those judges that are going to try to take on this case will probably be leftists, unfortunately, or Democrat, because a lot of those people just get money thrown at them from the Democrat Party. They just get money thrown at them, and judges, unfortunately, they bend the knee. A lot of them, they get that money and they're like, okay, well, all right. Tim Walz, as you guys know, Tim Walz has been chosen by Heels of Paris to be her vice president, should she win. The New York Times has been trying to get Tim Walz to do an interview, a simple interview. Trump has been taking on adversarial interviews for months. Trump is always in an interview with his adversaries, with people who don't like him. He's always asked really hard, tough, and oftentimes rude and disrespectful questions, but he takes it. He takes it and he takes the interviews, even if he knows that it's going to be an adversarial interview. He still takes it. Now, Tim Walz, Kamala Harris's vice president, the New York Times has made attempts to speak with Tim Walz about criticism on his handling of the George Floyd riots. Tim Walz is accused of slowly responding to the riots, basically dragging his arse to respond to the riots when the city was burning down. When you guys remember the Summer of Love, remember the fiery but mostly peaceful protests? Oh, it's fiery, but mostly peaceful. Now back to you, Jill. So, during the fiery but mostly peaceful protests, Tim Walz was accused of slowly responding to these riots, basically allowing the city to burn. This resulted in the burning of 1,500 businesses, small businesses, and buildings. The riots caused a total of $500 million in damage. The news outlet, the New York Times, also reached out to Tim Walz when Harris announced him as her running mate. Instead of Walz actually speaking with them, his spokesman responded to the New York Times saying that Walz deployed the National Guard to keep the city safe. Go on, move along. He says, the spokesman for Tim Walz responded to the New York Times and he said, Tim Walz is the one who deployed the National Guard to keep the city safe, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump claims that he was the one who deployed the National Guard, but it was actually me. I was the one. I was the one who kept the city safe, says Tim Walz. Right. Okay. Do you guys hear that nonsense? Do you guys actually hear? Yeah, exactly. Seriously. Tim Walz loves the smell of burning tires in the morning. No. It's not just burning tires. It's burning American companies, American small businesses, burning American dreams. That's the smell that he loves in the morning. America's dreams burning. Because remember, all those small businesses outside, they all have someone who's on their knees every night praying that their business makes it. Every single business that we see when we drive down the street on the side, all these mom and pop businesses, their owners are not people who are most of the time rich and just swimming in money. Most of them are on their knees. Their knees are black because they're praying so much that they don't go under. And then you have the Summer of Love where everything got burned down. And then people like Tim Walz dragging his arse to hurry up and help the people of his. No, come on. These people don't give a darn. What did they say? Oh, the insurance companies will take care of it. What about all the money lost while we're waiting for the repairs to be done? What if the insurance doesn't cover it all? These people don't think about these things, but nonetheless, let's move on. We don't have to stay on this topic. Exactly, Celine, don't even get me started. Celine, there's some topics that I try to stay away from on this channel, and the reason is because I get too upset when I speak about them. Home purchasing is one of them. The culture is another. And taxes is the other one. There are 3 topics here that I try to stay away from because I know if I start speaking about them and about this country, I might have to delete the stream. So I'm going to forget that you just said that, Celine, but I do agree with you. But I'm going to try to move on. Stop clicking that. I'm going to try to move on because if I continue to look at that. All right, moving on. Hold on. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. I want to talk to you guys about the border really quickly. Just really quickly. Just really quickly. You know, you guys heard it here. We need to do it. We have to do it. I know you guys don't want to, but we have to. Here we go. Federal agents are sounding the alarm to warn the public about terrorism threats and violence by illegal invaders. When I had told you guys remember I told you a while back, we are invaded. You guys know that we're being invaded, right? You guys know that. We are being invaded. Terrorists are coming through the southern border. We already know this. And when I say terrorists, I don't mean Democrats. I mean actual terrorists that actually hate this country, who are planning attacks on her, on us, to the likes of September 11, 2001. We have terrorists. We have Chinese spies coming through here. Do you know that Joe Biden is allowing Chinese balloons to float around American airspace? Did you guys know about that? You probably don't. The reason why we don't know about it is because the news is not reporting on it. The news doesn't talk about it. But Joe Biden knows about it, and he's allowing it. And what does he say? It's just balloons. It's just a balloon. I just can't believe we have somebody who's so laxidate. What's it called? What's the word? Samayo, what's it called? Lackadaisical? Noxidasio?
Lackadaisical.
That one. I can't believe that we have somebody who is that relaxed about UFOs entering American airspace. And when I say UFOs, people think aliens and doo-doo-doo. No, a UFO is just an unidentified flying object. And we have unidentified flying objects entering American airspace quite often. And Joe Biden knows about it and does nothing. I don't understand. We are in more danger than we have been in a very, very long time. I don't even know what time that we have been in this much danger. But we have balloons. We have Chinese balloons flying in American airspace, and nothing that gets done about it. Joe Biden tells the army to stand down. We have the border open. We have Chinese spies of military age men coming through our borders in the hundreds every day. Joe Biden does nothing about it. In fact, he supports it. We have Iranian terrorists coming through the southern border, claiming that they are Russian, claiming that they are Ukrainians seeking refuge, claiming that they are here under refugee status from Ukraine, but they're actually Iranian. And Joe Biden does nothing about it. That nothing happens. We have so many issues going on with this darn border. It's not even funny. Before it was just, don't let the hola como estás come over here, because they're coming over here and taking our jobs and so on and so forth. That's the least of our concerns now. That is the least of our concerns. The jobs are not what matter anymore. Now it's our safety. It's our country that's at risk right now. It's not about jobs anymore. It's not about, oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? And we have to speak Spanish. This has nothing to do even with Spanish people at this point. We're talking about Mandarin speaking, Cantonese speaking, Iranian, what's the language that they speak? Farsi. Iranian Farsi speaking people. These are the languages that we need to be worried about now. And they're not coming over here to take our jobs. They're coming over here to take our lives and take our country. It's called an invasion. And the invasion is already here. We already have Chinese spies working in our three-letter, three-letter bureaus, FBI, CIA, all the rest of them. We already have Chinese spies working directly under our president. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and not only that, I mean, when China or whatever country actually activates all their people that are in this country, I don't know when it will be, but when they do activate them, we are going to be taken over so badly that we're not even going to know what happened. Because the thing is, we don't have to worry about an outside invasion. We don't have to worry about outside forces. They are here. They are here right now. And guess who allowed them to be here? But nonetheless, going back to the border, this is why the border security is so important, because a lot of people are just thinking that we're talking about Mexicans. This has Mexicans was actually kind of a safe thing. I mean, even though we didn't like it, but it was kind of a safe thing because Mexico is not our direct enemy. Actually, they're not an enemy at all to us. Mexico was just a nuisance. They were just a nuisance. It was like having roaches. Like, you try to get them out and they come back in again. That's what it was like. This problem that we have going on right now, this is not roaches. This is bed bugs. You guys know about bed bugs? This is bed bugs, rats. These are rats, not only rats, these are rats with diseases. These are rats with the freaking Asian flu, bird flu, everything else, every other flu that you can think about. That's what we have coming over our southern border right now. Has nothing to do with Mexicans at this point. But nonetheless, back to the border, just a few days ago, the El Paso Border Patrol arrested a Palestinian named Omar Shahada, who is currently on the terrorism watch list that I'm telling you guys about. El Paso Border Patrol has recently arrested an illegal immigrant from Palestine named Omar Shahada, who is currently on the terrorism watch list, along with 6 others who invaded the U.S. border through Mexico, because the Mexico border, like I told you guys, is as open as a prostitute's legs in Vegas after 12. It's open. It's more open than 7-Eleven. You guys know how 7-Eleven stays open 24 hours? That is how open our southern border is. You might as well just call it 7-Eleven. It's not a U.S. border. It's not a border of the most powerful nation in the world. That's not the border of the most powerful nation on the planet. That's not what that is. That is a 7-Eleven. It's open, on and popping, ready for business. Because America is just a welfare country. You come here, we'll feed you, your poor, your children, your everything, your goat, your donkey, and your camel. We'll feed everybody because we got it like that. Don't we? Oh, Americans, you guys, we don't have it like that, do we not? Aren't we rich? We're just flowing in the money, right? We're flowing so much in the money that we can get taxed. We can get robbed by the illegals. We can take care of the illegals. We can give charity and donations and all that just because we got it like that. As long as us as American tax-paying people work our arses off, as long as we work like donkeys and dogs, we'll be okay. That's what the American dream said. As long as you work, you'll be fine. As long as you work, you will eat. Well, we're not eating and we're still working. We're not enjoying, but we're still working. But I'm ranting. Back to this. Omar Shahada from Palestine, who is actually on the terrorism watch list, has been arrested in El Paso. Shahada flew from Spain to Colombia, guys. And then he went from Panama to El Salvador before invading America through Mexico. How does that sound for, I don't know, an international vacation for you? Doesn't that sound like a lovely vacation? Spain to Colombia? Colombia to Mexico? Anyway, meanwhile, in Florida, authorities have also arrested 43-year-old Jordanian Hashem Hanin. He was indicted on 4 counts of threatening to use explosives and 1 count of destruction of an energy facility back in June of this year. Hashem's attacks were based on a perceived support of Israel by the businesses he attacked or threatened. Hashem also wrote a series of letters to the U.S. government. In those letters, he was threatening to blow up everything in America if support of Israel continued. Hashem caused over $700,000 in damages and is being held without bond, pending trial in federal court. Now, those are just 2 people of those that are invading the southern border every day. Now, if you tell me that these 2 people, got through that heavily secured border that we have, right? I don't know how they were able to get through. You're telling me if they were able to get through, what stops the biggest and baddest out there? If Hashem and Shahada were able to come in here being on terrorist lists, terrorist watch lists, and so on and so forth. What makes you think that the biggest and baddest dogs out there can't do the same thing that Hashem and Shahada did? I say one thing to America: stay armed, stay armed, take full advantage of your Second Amendment because you're going to need it. Because you're going to need it. Right now, we have people in this country that want to kill us, kill you. Maybe not me so much, but you for sure. All you Americans living your cozy lives for generations after generations, people hate you. They hate you. They wish they were you, and they hate you. And if you would be so comfortable and so naive to think that you don't need to be armed in this world today because everybody is civil and we're able to talk it out when we have problems, you're going to be, I tell you what, you're going to be one of the first that ends up finding out real good. What do they call it? F around and find out. Go ahead and F around and walk around here like you are safe. You're not safe. Your government won't even protect you. You're not safe. Anyway, next, let's move on. Oh, the article continued with one more part that I'll share with you. It says another illegal invader who was convicted in Israel of making bombs. He was arrested at the border in New Mexico this past week. This had prompted the warning of other bomb makers attempting to enter America by the Border Patrol. Now, people were worried about guns. People always say, oh, the guns, the Second Amendment has to be controlled. It can't be unfettered, blah, blah, blah. First of all, the Second Amendment, there's no amendment in the United States that is unfettered. Every amendment has restrictions to it. Even the First Amendment and all the other ones, they all have restrictions to them. But these leftists who are saying that we need to worry about the guns, and they're always worried about the AK-47s because those are the scary ones. So, it's always the AR-15 or the AK-47. Oh, these are the ones that are the scary ones. Listen, bombs are a thing. And you have people who recognize that bombs can kill more people than guns at one point, at one time. Just one button can take out thousands at one time. There are worse things out there than guns. But I tell you what, it's better for Americans to be armed with guns than the people coming in here. But you know what? I think you guys already know I'm preaching to the choir. I'm going to move on. Let's talk about LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everything sick. Do you guys want to do that? Or, wait 1 second. Or what we could do, I'll give you guys one more thing. Here we go. Before we move on to LGBTQIA plus pedos and everything sick, I'll give you guys one more thing on this illegal thing, and I'm done. Because if I continue with this, my blood pressure has already risen. I am going to be upset, and I don't want to be upset right now. Okay, ready? Denver, Colorado has revoked the cash program for illegals. Illegal aliens who signed up for Denver's asylum seeker program will not receive any money from the program, due only to legal challenges. It's not because they actually did this because they don't want to be taken advantage of, that they want to tell illegals that you need to be here legally. No, this is only a thing because of legal challenges. The program's council amended their contract with Haven for Hope, decided that illegals in the program will be provided. Hold on, guys. Wait. Bear with me, guys. All right, are you guys ready? You guys aren't ready for this. You guys don't even know what's coming. Oh my God. You guys don't even know what's coming. Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Are you guys ready? The program's council amended their contract with Haven for Hope, and they decided that the illegals in their program will be provided culturally appropriate food instead of debit cards. No, wait. No, because I don't want to be racist. But why? All right. Wait. So wait. Let me just think this out really quickly. So the culturally appropriate food, does that mean all right, so if they're Asian, does that mean wait, okay. So if they're African, does that, you know what I'm talking about? If they're Mexican, beans and burrito, okay, tortilla, beans, rice. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And if they're African, do they give them the same thing that African Americans like? When you say culturally appropriate, what do you mean? And dare I say not waffles, watermelon and chicken. Listen, I love watermelon and I love chicken, but still, I'm just saying culturally appropriate food can mean so many things. What do you mean by that? And then if they're Asian, does that mean they eat everything? Because you guys know Asians eat everything. I'm sorry if anyone's Asian in the chat. I'm sorry, that's your people. You should know. Your people eat everything under the sun. You guys don't care what it is. You guys are like, as long as it can fit in between my chopsticks, I'm eating it. That's how you guys are. Don't get mad at me. So culturally appropriate food. So this program says that they will no longer be giving illegal aliens money on debit cards, but they will be giving them culturally appropriate food. Whatever that means. I guess, I don't know. Because all right. Culturally appropriate food. The amendment is in response to an official at the Denver City Attorney's Office, informing the committee that their original agreement presented legal challenges regarding allowable expenditures. So that means, in so many words, that whoever made this program, they jumped over regulations and rules in order to give money that was not even allowed to be given to these illegal aliens. And once it was finally caught on to, that's when the government said, oh no, you don't. You don't give this money to them. You can give them a culturally appropriate food. I'm sorry, I don't know why that's funny to me. Maybe that's not funny to you guys, but that's hilarious to me for some reason. Because I'm like, if I'm Arab, what is my culturally appropriate food? I'm sure it's not bacon. So what is my culturally appropriate? Anyway, so that means whoever made this program jumped over the rules and regulations and straight away gave money to these people. So that means it was one of these bleeding heart liberals, probably, who just, I don't know, I guess decided to give our money, our tax money, to illegal aliens. All right, so let's go to LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everything sick news, because I do have more stories for you, but I need to go through this really quickly, okay? It's kind of a good thing. And I want to share it with you. This is a good thing. Here we go. I'm going to give you guys some positive news before we move on to more negative. A plastic surgery group has renounced their gender surgeries for minors. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons is the first medical body to oppose gender-affirming surgeries for transsexual minors. Their stance is in opposition to the World Professional Association for Transgender Health Standards. That's a long name to say a bunch of rubbish, to basically say that you guys are kitty diddlers, essentially. You're trying to touch the privates of children. Kitty diddlers. But their long name is the World Professional Association for Transgender Health Standards. In other words, kitty diddlers. Anyway, so this new stance goes against the kitty diddlers standards, which have raised the eyebrows of many in Europe. Why? According to the plastic surgeon Sheila Nazarian, surgeons have little confidence in performing transsexual surgeries because of the poor long-term effects. This created a belief among many plastic surgeons that the benefits do not outweigh the harm. And if you guys know anything about surgeons' oath, surgeons take an oath, or even doctors actually. Doctors, I don't know if nurses do, but I know doctors do. Doctors, surgeons, and so on, they take an oath that says that they will do no harm. They always, that's the oath that they take before they begin treating people medically. They make the oath to do no harm. If they believe that the benefits do not outweigh the harm, then they should not do the procedure ethically. And it's in their oath that to do no harm. So the fact that only the plastic surgeons have come out and said that they're not going to do this really bothers me, because that means that they're the only ones in this medical field that are saying that they are not going to do this. This is why it bothers me, because I'm like, so there's so many other fields medically that are still doing this. How can they not? Whatever, you guys get the picture. You guys get it. It says suicide rate is high for children who suffer sex change. But that's the thing, because children are so finicky. It's more likely than not children are going through a phase, but people, it's just Hippocratic oath. It's not a Hippocratic oath. That's not. It's, you're supposed to. They're supposed to actually take that seriously. The surgery turns them off. That's why. Well, yes, I've heard that it's very difficult to get aroused when you have this procedure done, because it messes up the nerves and so on and so forth. You're ruining people for the rest of their lives. So, yeah, I know it makes them a lot of money. I know. Says the population control is the name of the game. Bingo. It's another way of, but you guys get it. All right, here we go. Here's the next thing I want to give you guys. America has many enemies, as I told you guys before. Many of our enemies sit right here in America's borders, inside of the borders. Our enemies sleep here. You guys know that? Isn't that kind of a weird feeling to think of? That as you and I sleep at night in our America, the country that keeps us safe and warm at night, right? The country that stays up all night watching the skies, the oceans, and the fields to make sure that we are safe, right? Supposedly, as we as Americans sleep at night in our borders, next to us, our neighbors lie, our enemies are also sleeping right next to us in these borders. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? When I say that, I mean that not only do we have Chinese spies, Iranian terrorists, maybe even some Palestinian terrorists as well. Oh, but free Palestine, right? We have terrorists sleeping next to us in America now because America has not kept us safe. We have Chinese spies sleeping next to us because America is not keeping us safe. We have Americans who hate the country that has seen them be born, that has seen them grow. They hate the country that they've lived in all their lives. Democrats, and I say Democrats because the people who hate this country tend to be Democrats. I don't ever see any Republicans that say they hate this country. I just don't. But I've seen plenty of Democrats do it. Plenty. The same people that hate this nation sleep next to us. And I want to give you guys an example. A U.S. soldier, an American soldier, has pled guilty to selling secrets to China. Corbin Schultz is facing decades in federal prison for selling top secret information to the Chinese Communist Party, or the CCP. Corbin Schultz had been under scrutiny since 2022, when communications between Schultz and his Hong Kong-based conspirator were discovered. Schultz sold fighter jet manuals, documents on missiles, and lessons obtained from Russia's invasion of Ukraine in connection to Beijing's threat to invade Taiwan. So he was giving them American secrets when it comes to our fighter jets. He was giving them the manuals on our fighter jets so they would know how to fly them, what their weaknesses were, what their strong points were, and what they were capable of. So now you're telling China what our fighter jets are capable of, how to use them, and even how to make them. Because you guys know, you let China see anything that you're doing, they're going to copy it and they're going to make another Chinese version of it. It won't be as good as ours because we all know that China-made products don't tend to be the best quality. Sorry. Nonetheless, they will still try to make it. So you were selling them our fighter jet manuals, documents on our missiles. So what our missiles are capable of, the range that they're capable of, whether they are heat tracking and all of that. You told China our secrets. And he also sold lessons obtained from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, this has been in connection to China's threat to invade Taiwan. Among the communication with his partner about getting paid more money for these secrets, Schultz was quoted saying, and I quote, "I hope this all works out. I need to get my BMW back." Oh my God. Oh, at least get a Bentley. I mean, you. Oh, a BMW. Oh my goodness. I know, look, I know there's a lot of BMW lovers out there. I am not one of them. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. BMW is just not my class. It's not my style. But this guy did all of that. And one of his main concerns was getting his BMW back. Beautiful. I prefer Mustang. Be me trash. Yeah, seriously. Heat seeking. Yeah, that I think I said that. I did say that because I know I looked for the word. It was hard for me to remember the word, but I got it. Monica Lewinsky was a distraction from selling out to China to the selling out to China that Slick Willie did. Oh my God. Temu fighter jets. Did you guys hear that recently Korea of all places, in Seoul, Korea, they have found out that there have been toxic chemicals and toxic substances found in Temu and Shein products. Now, I've never shopped at neither of those stores, Temu or Shein, but I know that they're very popular. Toxic substances have been found in Temu and Shein products, if you guys didn't know. So I hope any of you guys, if you do use Temu or Shein, please don't. Please do not use them. They are toxic. They're bad products. And anyway, they're dirt cheap, and they're dirt cheap for a reason, because they're killing you. I tell you guys, if you guys can avoid it, do not shop anything China. And the reason I say this is, wait, hear me out. The reason I say this is that China is one of our biggest enemies currently. You guys know that, right? And it's becoming more and more of an issue. You want to know why? China is getting more and more powerful, whether we like it or not. China used to be a poor, crappy nation. It's still poor, still crappy, but not as bad anymore. Not as bad. They are making skyscrapers out of tofu product. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The tofu construction product. They are making all these skyscrapers. So if you look at China, if you look at Shanghai, for example, Shanghai on the outside looks amazing. There's skyscrapers everywhere. It's beautiful. But, but you guys have to remember that country is still in. People lie and they say that they're not in debt. They are in debt. They are still recovering from communism. They're still a nation recovering from communism. Their people are not, they still have that communist brain, that communist mindset too. We're talking about them. They are getting more and more powerful, slowly but surely. And now they are looking to take down America. Now that people more and more are starting to see what China really is, and people are speaking out globally about China, but even more so in America. Before, if you go back 20 years, let's go back 20 years. If you would have said that China is our biggest threat, our biggest enemy, a lot of people would laugh at you because nobody really saw China like that 20 years ago. Back then, we always thought about the Middle East, Iran, Afghanistan, whatever. Nobody looked at China, but Iran and China work together. But China is getting more, they're getting stronger. They have a stronger military. Their GDP is up. They're starting to be recognized worldwide as something to be reckoned with. They're starting to smell themselves, as they say, right? China is starting to be something, and China wants to take America down because America is the nation that the next upcoming nation has to take down in order to be the world power. And you guys ever think about that? Do you guys ever think about like families? Oh, I'll give you guys an example. Even humans, we do this too. Humans, when you have a father and a mother in a house, they have a son. The son always feels like he has to take down his dad at one point in order for him to be, granted access into manhood or something like that. You guys understand what I'm talking about. Women do it too. Women do the same thing where girls are like looking at their mother like, you know, eventually it happens to all of us because all of us get to that age where we feel like we need to let the world know that we've made it. And the way to do it is to take down the person above you. China, I believe that China is getting to that point because China has invested. They're investing right now in Africa because Africa, as we all know, is going to be the next big thing. I say Africa as a whole, as a continent. Africa is not a country. I'm not saying it like that. But Africa as a whole is going to be the next best thing, the next big thing. And you guys don't think about it right now, but there's so many big nations investing in Africa for a reason. Africa is going to be on the come up, but nonetheless, after China, I guess Africa is going to be the next best thing. But anyway, I think that China realizes that a lot of Americans are starting to see them as a threat. And I think the Chinese secretly are seeing us as an enemy as well. But they don't outly say it, but I believe so. So I hope you guys understand me. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I know it's kind of hard for me to but yeah. Okay. So I'll let you guys go now. I think I've given you guys all the news that I needed to. I think this is a good point of the night to let you guys go. Let me see what you said. He says the under 30 youth across the globe are PO'd at their governments. You got lying flat, let it rot happening in China and Japan mentality among the youth because they have been lied to by their governments. It's happening everywhere. And the reason is because of the internet. Before, the generations before us, they didn't have the connection to the rest of the world like we do. The youth of today, the under 30s, under whatever, I would say the millennials, the Gen Zs, we grew up with internet. So we have a different connection and different worldview than the generations before us. And we are starting to see that it's not only us that have been lied to, but all the youth around in different nations have also had the same thing happen to them. And it's true. A lot of the youth are mad and I guess you could say are disappointed at what the generations before us did or what they're leaving us with. They're leaving us with debt. People of my generation will never see retirement. We won't know what retirement is. They're going to up retirement to 70 probably or 68 or something like that. We won't know what Social Security is. Social Security won't be a thing for us. It's something that we're paying into, but we'll never see. We'll never see the fruits of it. So yeah, I think it's happening around the whole world, guys, and yeah, it's sad. We have been let down. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. I know that's kind of a deep, sad point to leave you guys with. I'm sorry to say that and then say, all right, guys, have a good night. Good night. Our governments have let us down. Sweet dreams. Sorry, guys. But it is what it is. You know, we say the truth here. So good night, guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I will see you guys sometime this week. And with that, I yield my time. Let me get the music going. Hold on. All right, let me do this again. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. Let me do it like this. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. And with that, I yield my time. Have a good night.